Columbia Park on this interesting July 4th. And we want to welcome you. We are going to start our concert tonight, as we always do, with our national anthem. So, you all please rise and join us. Thank you. Our first selection was a march by the great Henry Fillmore, great American band leader, impresario, and march composer. It was entitled "We're Men of Florida." He wrote that for the University of Florida. Fillmore retired in Florida in the early, I think it was the early 1930s. Doctors told him he had about 6 months to live. And they said, Henry, you better think about retiring somewhere where it's warm and, and do the best you can. And Henry went down to Florida. And he was such a crazy guy about bands that he spent the next 20 years developing about 24 band programs in the public schools in the state of Florida. So, wonderful man. Our next selection is entitled Blue Ridge Saga by James Swearingen. This has a taste of the old colonial Revolutionary War drumming and fifes in here. We hope you enjoy it. Blue Ridge Saga. I'd like to remind you all that for your convenience, there are restrooms here at Columbia Park. They're located in the rear area of the band shell. Also, we have the ladies of St. John's Church across the street serving pie and ice cream tonight. So if you're hungry, or even if you're not that hungry, it's pretty delicious stuff. So very refreshing. So we hope you'll take advantage of that tonight as well. We're going to continue our concert now with a new piece called Ode and Jubilation by Gerald Sebesky. Gerald Sebesky's been around a little while, and he's done over 350 publications for concert band, stage band, orchestra, and chorus. He's also authored some books on music. We hope you enjoy it this time, Gerald Sebesky's Ode and Jubilation. it's time for our annual kitty parade. So we have kids here in the park tonight. Come on up here, and you can march around the park to one of our marches and get a free ice cream token courtesy of Culver's Restaurant of Marshfield. So kids, want to march around tonight? Come on up here. To send the kids on their way here, we're going to play another Fillmore March, and this one is a real upbeat one. It's called The Footlifter. The Footlifter. Ready, kids? All right. Come on back up, kids. Good job. Good job. Means you earn your token tonight. Boy, that's a little longer march than we're used to playing. Yeah. Hope you're not too tired. No? Okay, good. That's the spirit. I like that. All right. Well, I want to point out again to you how very grateful we are to Culver's Restaurant of Marshfield. When we first started giving out ice cream tokens about, 15 years ago, we had a drawing for each one. We had a drawing for 3 of them, and we used to have a big ceremony. We'd have a bucket with numbers. Maybe some of you remember that. There'd be a big drum roll, and the percussionists got to kind of act up a little bit back there and show off. So we stopped having them do that. No, I'm just kidding. And we have much to our how can I put this? Gratefulness, and Culver's of Marshfield has several years ago already decided to issue ice cream tokens to every marcher who marches every week at these concerts. I think that's really nice. We should give them a round of applause for that. Thank you, Culvers. So kids, come on up here and get your free ice cream token, okay? Give the kids another round of applause, shall we? Nice job, everybody. Thank you. You notice tonight that our band tonight is just a little smaller than it usually is. That's because musicians also like to get off and take vacations and get out and in the woods and the lakes and go wherever they like to go. So we're operating with about a band that's maybe, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of its usual size. And I want to thank these people up here for coming out tonight and playing. Yeah, nice job, man. Thank you very much. It's always a tricky thing when you're trying to look at these weather radar maps, you know, and it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Wednesday, and you say, now what's it going to do at 7:30? And it's like, what are we going to do with that? But they came out, and I'm really happy that they did. We're going to continue now for you with a piece by Charles Carter. Charles Carter is a rather well-known American band composer, and probably his most famous piece is entitled Overture for Winds. This one is entitled Song for Winds. Song for Winds by Charles Carter. We're going to continue now with our tribute this particular summer to the memory of the First World War. This is the 100th anniversary of the end of the First World War. Actually, that comes in November on Armistice Day. We call it Veterans Day now. But 100 years ago, this month, high summer in 1918, there were some very, very large and vicious battles going on in France, all around the world actually, but in France, quite a few of them with millions and millions of men engaged. The American Army, which was called the American Expeditionary Force, numbered about 1.5 million men at that time. It was the largest army this country had ever sent anywhere, let alone overseas for the first time. And we'd like to play a piece now entitled Echoes from the Battlefield. This marks the 100th anniversary of the First World War. Actually, it's the beginning of World War I, written 2014, but we're going to use it tonight for the centennial of 1918. It's a medley of 4 songs, Over There by George M. Cohan, which became a huge, huge hit. It's A Long Way to Tipperary, which is a British song. Let's see, we're also doing Keep the Home Fires Burning. Keep the Home Fires Burning. And we're going to finish up with Pack Up Your Troubles in Your Old Kit Bag and Smile, Smile, Smile. Now these are actually 4 of the more well-known World War I songs, probably the top 4. There's a lot of songs that were written during the First World War that deserve to be forgotten. Okay. Two of my favorite titles are Keep Your Head Down, Fritzy Boy, and my favorite one, If He Can Fight Like He Can Love, Good Night, Germany. to recognize Elmer Rawl in our flute section with a nice flute solo. Thank you, Elmer. Nice job. I'd like to mention now the list, and it's an ever-growing one, of people who have made regular donations in support of our band, who have purchased advertising, as you can see around the band shell, and or given other supplies and monies to the group this year to support our band. I think I should tell you that you might be wondering why that balloon is flying up there. Yes, it is the 4th of July, but we are flying that balloon from the chair of the man whose memory we're honoring this summer, which is Robert Biederwolf. Professor Biederwolf was the professor of music at the UW Marshfield Wood County campus for something like 35 or 40 years, I believe, and he played in this band for like half a century, and he really, really enjoyed playing in the Marshfield Civic band. So various individuals have given over $1,000 in his memory to the band. Kate Biederwolf, Alex Drager, Ashley Hensler, Bruce and Linda Felt, and Integrity Builders of Marshfield. And thank you so very much for that. And we remember Bob in our thoughts and wish you were here. But okay, I'm going to run down a list of regular donators. City of Marshfield, Marshfield Mercantile, Provision Partners, Blue Heron Brew Pub, Sound Motion DJ Service and Country Dance Lessons, Marshfield Lions Club Incorporated, Rem's Funeral Home and Crematory, Ben's Chiropractic Center, Carl Zimmerman Gold Key Realty, Remax American Dream Realty, Partners Bank, Heinz and Printing. I've got more up here, but I've got it on my clipboard. Partners Bank, American Storage LLC, The Hearing House LLC, Castle Rock Veterinary Hospital Incorporated, Shallows Nursery Incorporated, Alex Drager's Piano Service, Thimbleberry Books, Off the Wall Custom Framing and Art, Rigo Plumbing and Heating, Shriner's Plumbing and Heating, Scotty's Pizza and Chicken, Hiller's True Value Hardware, Hefco Floral Company, Nelson Jameson Incorporated, the Marshfield Sunrise Rotary Club, the Marshfield Rotary Club, Forward Bank, Abbey Bank, Northern Music Service, Culver's Restaurant of Marshfield, and the Friends of the Marshfield Public Library, Fompel. Let's give all those sponsors a nice round of applause. Thank you. We'd like to continue now by slowing things down a little bit, but kind of slowing it down. And we'd like to present to you the great Leroy Anderson's Syncopated Clock. like to recognize two people in the audience tonight. First of all, I want to recognize our conductor emeritus of this civic band, and it's Mr. Jim Rasmussen. He conducted this band for 40 years. He's in the audience tonight. He hasn't missed a concert yet this summer. I'm keeping track, Jim. And I want to thank him. Why don't you take a stand, think about Jim. Yeah, he's sitting in a nice comfy chair out there, and it's nice. He deserves that. The rest of us are up here sweating, and profusely and whatever. I'd also like to recognize a member of our band who's in the audience tonight that we're very happy to see in the audience, and we'll be even happier when she is able to make it back up on the stage and play trombone, and that's Miss Kathy Phillips. Kathy, welcome back. We're going to continue now with the theme song, Olympic theme song from the Vancouver 2010 Olympic Games, which I think were Winter Games. It's entitled I Believe by Stefan Macchio. We hope you enjoy I Believe. We'd like to continue now with American Folk Rhapsody No. 1 by Claire Grundman. Claire Grundman is a giant name in American band music history. He's been gone quite a while now, but back in the 1950s, I actually think the late 40s, 50s, and 60s, he was actually really big and wrote any number of pieces. The back of the folder set from this particular piece has about 30 pieces he wrote. All of them were really well written, well arranged, and he's very clever. He was a very clever arranger and a very nice original composer. American Folk Rhapsody consists of 4 American folk songs. I think you'll recognize them. So at this time, we present to you Claire Grundman's American Folk Rhapsody. I want to thank all of you for coming out to the park tonight for this concert. It's not easy on a 4th of July evening when the weather looked a little dubious for a while. I think that's a good word for our weather lately. Dubious, yes. It beats just saying it's dumb. Dubious is better. But I saw the sun peek through before, so it's going to be a nice evening, I think, now. And I hope you get a chance to see some of the fireworks tonight over at the fairgrounds. So I live 1 block from the fairgrounds, so my wife and I walk outside and there they are. So we don't have to go very far. But anyway, we want to wish each and every one of you a very happy 4th of July holiday. It's difficult for me to believe that it's already the 4th of July. I don't know what happened to the month of June, but it's gone. But we hope you go away from here tonight inspired and relaxed, and thank you again all for coming tonight. We would like to remind you that we won't be here next week. No, we're not disappearing or anything. We're going to be going 2 blocks in that direction, and we're going to be playing our concert at the brand new Wenzel Family Plaza, which the groundbreaking is occurring next week, Wednesday, July 11th. The groundbreaking is at 6 p.m. and it's at the main entrance arches, which is the north end of the plaza. And then we will be playing our regular band concert 1 hour earlier next week at Wenzel Plaza on the Everett Rail stage, which is on the south end of the plaza, and that begins at 6:30 next week. So we are beginning our concert next week at the plaza at 6:30 next week. We hope you can come on and join us for that. It should be very special, very interesting, a different kind of venue, and we're very excited about that. So we hope to see you next Wednesday. I also want to remind you that not this Saturday, but 1 week from this Saturday, July 14th, this band will be appearing at the Colby Cheese Fest in Colby from 1 o'clock until 2:30 in the afternoon. So there's plenty of chance to see and hear our band, and we hope you can come on and make it for those performances. But next week we will not be here. We will be at Wenzel Plaza, and our concert begins 1 hour earlier at 6:30 at the Everett Dolores Rail stage. We'll send you out here tonight with yet another Henry Fillmore March, and this is a 3rd one tonight. It must be Henry Fillmore night. But this one is entitled Men of Ohio. And I have to say this because it makes me chuckle and laugh all the time. Fillmore wrote this march in 1921 when Warren Emilio Harding was president. Harding is not considered one of our stronger or better presidents. And it's kind of funny because the dedication is to the President Warren G. Harding and his staunch loyalists. And some of his staunch loyalists wound up going to prison for embezzling money in a place called Teapot Dome. So I just find it very humorous. But anyway, the march itself is very nice. You'll like it. So at this time, we'll send you out of here with Men of Ohio.
Thank you.